My name is Veronica Parker, and I am the coordinator with CAP Technical Assistance Project. And along with me are other members of our CAP Summit 2020 planning team. I have Holly Clark as well as Mandalee Comstock, who are also a part of our planning team. So thank you all very much for signing up and registering to be an exhibitor at our upcoming CAP Summit 2020. We are very excited about this opportunity to be able to host our annual conference. Although we'll be in a virtual space, traditionally our conference is in person, but this year, because of COVID-19 and everything else that's going on in our world, we have pivoted to a virtual space. But we are absolutely excited for this opportunity, and we hope that it is successful not only for our attendees, but also for you all and our presenters who are helping to make this event possible. So it looks like everyone has been able to get in here. Hopefully you all can hear me at this time. If I can just have a couple of people just let me know, that's great. Just want to check in, make sure that my voice is coming across and everyone can hear me at this time. All right, thank you, Holly, for letting me know. So for today's information session and training, we'll go over some of the pieces of information that have been sent to you all. By this point, you have received an invitation to exhibit with us, and thank you for responding to that invitation by registering to exhibit with us. Another piece of information that you should have received by this point is an email from the VFairs platform inviting you to come and set up your virtual booth. You should have also received a follow-up communication from our TAP account, our CAP TAP email account, with another kind of email with directions on how to set up your booth and kind of where we are in the process. So is there anyone who have not received the email from VFairs with links to a video that shows you how to set up your exhibitor booth and a link to actually go in and set up the exhibitor booth? Has everyone received those pieces of information? If I can have people either type in the chat, or we're a small group, so you can unmute yourselves and you can engage in conversation with me. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, thank you, Sarah. And happy you were able to join us this morning, Sarah. All right, so I've only received two. So John, did you receive the communication about setting up your exhibitor booth? Or Anna or Ellen, can you guys just confirm whether or not you have received your link to set up your exhibitor booth? Okay, John has, as well as Anna, you have. Okay, great. So it looks like everyone who's on the call today have the link to set up their exhibitor booth. That is perfect. Thank you very much for confirming that, because if not, we would definitely send it to you all again. All right, and so the next piece that we will cover are just some particulars about exhibiting at the CAP Summit 2020. And this information has been provided to you as well. So this year we decided to go with tiers in terms of exhibiting. And again, this information, yes, you probably know, but I just want to reiterate it just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to share the document that you should have received in your initial invitation that just talks about an overview of the exhibit, and then your exhibit hall, the tiers that we use, and what you receive as signing up for those particular tiers. So just an overview of the summit in general. So the summit will take place on October 26th through October 29th, and the times are for exhibitors in particular, from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. each day. And on Tuesday, October 27th, we have our networking event from 2:30 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. So those are all opportunities where exhibitors will have to engage with our attendees. And one of the requests were for exhibitors to have at least one representative available during those dates and during those times, just in case an attendee attempts to contact you via your exhibitor booth. So they would be able to contact you via text chat as well as video chat. So you all can set up an opportunity to video chat with one another, or if you happen to receive a message via text chat, then you'll be able to respond. And so we want to make sure that we are, of course, responsive to our attendees during that time. So the request is to make sure that there is at least one representative available during those times. So so this year, instead of paying a fee to exhibit, the request was to provide donations that will go directly to the exhibitors, excuse me, to the attendees. So attendees will be participating in an opportunity drawing where they will be competing, not competing, but they will be um, they will be receiving points by participating in activities. So for example, if an attendee attends the plenary address and they're checked off for the plenary address, then they will receive, for example, 500 points that will go into their bank. And then at the end of the summit, we'll draw winners based on top winners, so people who have received the most points. And so your donations come into play because we will use your donations as the prizes for the attendees to receive. And we will take care of the transmission of your particular prize to the attendees. And so today you'll be receiving notification of whom to send your donation to and how the transmission will work. What we're asking for is that exhibitors provide us with the um, a description of the donation. So for example, if you are donating, let's say 10 license to a particular curriculum, we want to know like a description of what the curriculum is. So the name of the curriculum, a description of the curriculum and how it can be used in an adult education classroom or program. And then also some type of picture or descriptor that, it accurately visually it describes what the donation is. We're going to use those pieces of information to market that you are an exhibitor. So along with your logo, we'll use those pieces of information to market that you are an exhibitor with our conference. And then we'll also use those pieces of information to to show on the leaderboard. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So we'll use the descriptors or the picture of your donation on our leaderboard to show that this prize is 25 licenses from this particular organization as one of the prizes that are available to attendees to entice them to participate in activities so that they can win your activities. So kind of like we do at our in-person conference where we attached our opportunity drawing to receiving evaluations. This is a little different. We're going to tie the opportunity drawing to different activities that everyone will be able to participate in, all attendees. So John says, to clarify, does the donation have to be something physical, tangible, that has to be mailed? It does not have to be physical or tangible that has to be mailed. It could be some type of access. So if you provide, let's say, I don't know, a link to whatever your donation is or something like that. It's just something that we will then provide to the winner, if that makes sense. So it doesn't have to be tangible, something that or physical that has to be mailed. It could definitely be something that's electronic that we'll be able to tie to their winnings and provide to them electronically. Does that answer your question, John? Okay, great, great, great. So here are the different, I guess, access points for attendees so that they will know that you are an exhibitor. And we'll go over to the VFairs platform where I'll show you visually where all of these where all of these kind of access points will be located. But just note that the VFairs platform is still under construction, so it's not complete, but I'll show you exactly where all of these things will be located. So if someone were to sign up for our achievement tier, they would have the largest booth, and I'll show you a layout of all of the booths and how we'll be placing people or exhibitors. So they would have the largest booth in the layout. They will also have an opportunity to have a welcome video in the lobby of our virtual platform. They would have their logo on the landing page, a logo on the virtual lobby. They'll be included in our email marketing. So that's pretty much for our achievement tier. Well, the booth prominence and the welcome video are for our achievement tier, and then the exclusive booth design, logo on landing pages, logo on virtual lobby, and logo in email marketing, that's for everyone. Everyone has access to that who registers to be an exhibitor for our conference. Now for the opportunity drawing, here are the different tiers that we use. So again, the achievement tier, if someone were to donate a a product or service valued at $5,000 or more, they would be able to sponsor the lunch on day one. They would have their logo first in the exhibitor section of the summit homepage, and then their featured exhibitor will have the largest virtual booth, as well as their their logo on the front page, as well as a video, and then they would have their contact information, downloaded materials, and opportunity to text, voice, and video chat. Then creativity, this is a lower tier. So this is a sponsored 1 hour lunch on days 2, 3, and 4. And then logo will be featured on the homepage, front row spot in the virtual and in the exhibit hall, and then all of the additional information all of the different access points that everyone else will have access to. And then the innovation, so the difference between the innovation and the other ones are a sponsored 20-minute break. So we have on days 2, 3, and 4, people who signed up for the innovation tier will receive access to have a 20-minute lunch break. So we'll provide a Zoom room for you, and people will be able to come in to that Zoom room and be able to engage with you. So you can do a presentation for 20 minutes or less, a Q&A session. You can have some type of like networking activity, but it's up to you how you design it. But you'll have a 20-minute break between the last morning session on days 2, 3, and 4, and between lunch. And then the discovery tier, the difference between this tier and the other tiers is the discovery tier will have 10 minutes of a session. So you'll have the first 10 minutes of a session to be able to present along with our presenters. And if you sign up for the discovery, so if you sign up for the innovation and the discovery session, we will definitely contact you and let you know on which days you will have your 20-minute break, and then which days and times you'll be presenting with another presenter. And then curiosity. So curiosity, we just add your logo to the home page. You'll have fourth row booth slot, and then you'll have all of the other access points that everyone else has for exhibiting at the summit. So those are the different tiers. I just wanted to go over those just to make sure that we're all in understanding. We all are on the same page and understand what each of these tiers entail. And again, your prize donations or your donations will be used as prizes for our attendees who will be participating in an opportunity drawing. And the last thing I want to cover on this particular page is the logo. So I believe we have received, and I checked this morning, we have received logos from all of our exhibitors with the exception, I believe, of CalPro. We still need your logo, so we need 120 by 70 high resolution JPEG or PNG logo. And let me check the attendees list because there was one other attendee or exhibitor, excuse me, who we still needed logos for, and they are not on the call today, but we will get in contact with them because we still need their logo. So I see a question from Sarah, and Sarah asks, will we be able to see who the attendees are at any point prior to the conference or after it's over? And yes, we will be providing that information. And when we're in the summit platform, you will have access to the attendee list as an exhibitor. So everyone will be able to see whom everyone is who's attending the conference. And Anthony, you raised your hand. Do you want to unmute yourself?
I do, Veronica. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to talk than type, so I'm just going to talk. I think OTAN, I'm a little confused. I don't think OTAN has submitted a logo either, but are you talking about submitting the logo to the booth setup, or are we talking about submitting a logo for something else?
Yes, so I'm talking about submitting a logo for something else, and we
Okay.
have received your logo. Marjorie
Oh,
sent it to us. And the
fantastic.
logo that we need outside of the booth setup is for the lobby. So there is a display in the lobby where all exhibitors' logos will be displayed, and that will be added to the virtual platform via our programmers for the
Okay,
virtual platform. So we needed it in addition to setting up the booth, but we have received it for OTAN.
perfect. So actually, then I have are we going to talk about the booth setup later? Are we getting to that discussion, or can
Yes,
I
yes.
ask it?
I'm going to be going through a live demonstration of the booth setup.
Okay, I'll hold off on the question then. Thanks.
Okay, great. All right. Any other questions based on what we have talked about thus far? Okay, I see another, I believe, question in the chat. How many attendees are currently expected? Thank you. That's a great question, Sarah. So as of right now, we have 629 people registered to attend the summit. Our goal was 700, so I do believe we will reach 700. However, we do have capacity to go over 700. So, I mean, if we reach 700, then my next goal would be 1,000. So that's where we are now. We have 629 people registered, and we're hoping to surpass that 700 goal. All right. Any other questions? You're welcome. All right, so we will actually now move on to our virtual platform. And so I'll show you where kind of everything is located. So one second while I pull it up. Um, all right, so I am going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you the virtual platform. Now, please note that the virtual platform is still under construction, so you're going to see the platform, but you're going to see where things still need to be set up, okay? So don't show this to anyone. All right. Oops. Okay, so is everyone seeing the VFairs platform? If I could just have someone confirm.
Yes, Veronica, I can see it.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Holly, and thank you, Ellen. All right, so this is our virtual platform. Thank you, Mandalee, for letting me know. And so attendees, once the virtual platform is alive, attendees will use their logon information to access the virtual space. And this is where they would be able to communicate with exhibitors as well as their opportunity to, network amongst each other and attend their sessions. So here is the landing page or the lobby. And here is where we needed those 120 by 70 logos. So we are going to display all of our exhibitors' logos on this wall so that when everyone comes into the virtual platform, they will see that you all are exhibiting with us for our conference. And up top, this 300 by 120, that will be the conference logo. And then, fingers crossed, someone bravely signs up for that achievement slot. Their logo would be placed here in this 300 by 120 slot. So, fingers crossed. And underneath here is the resource center, the exhibit hall, a lounge, as well as the auditorium, an information area, and then another area for our pictures, logos, etc. So the exhibit hall is where all of your booths will be located. The auditorium is where everyone will go to access the sessions, and the lounge is for networking. And then the resources and information areas are for if people have questions, they need assistance for whatever reason, we need to put them in contact with technical support, etc. They'll go there, and just for general information for the conference. So the exhibit hall, here is what the exhibit hall looks like. And so this booth right here, in theory, this is if someone signs up for the achievement booth, this is where their booth will be located. And then the next tier, which is creativity, their booths will be located here. And then going backwards, so this would be creativity, innovation. I'm thinking of all of these off the top of my head, but moving, so on and so forth. And so that's how the booths will be laid out. So once you have set up your booth name will appear on this bottom area where it says a booth name, and it will be in the order that you have registered for your tiers. So again, this is still under construction, but this is what it will look like and what people will be able to see once they come and see the exhibit hall. And so if this was set up, I would be able to click on the booth name for the achievement tier, and then their actual booth would appear with, all of their pictures, their videos if they have uploaded them, their documents if they have uploaded them, representative contact information, and then the ability to chat. So this is what the virtual booth looks like. And then here under resources, so here is where you will be able to, and I'll show you where you upload your resources, but once you have uploaded your resources and you have submitted your virtual booth, then your resources will appear here. So we have 2 exhibitors who have completed the booth setup process, so CEV Multimedia and Bring Your A Game. And so if I click on CEV Media, then I would be able to pull up their resource that they have added to their virtual booth, and then I can click on this button here and add it to my swag bag. So all documents that are located in here, attendees will be able to add them to their swag bag, and then they'll have access to those materials for the duration of the time that the booth is actually set up, or excuse me, the virtual conference is set up. The virtual conference will be available to all attendees for 3 months after the conference has concluded. So through the end of January, I believe. Yeah, through the end of January, they'll have access to the virtual booth. And then after that, we'll extract all the information that's in here and we'll upload it onto the CAEP website. And I think I saw a question in the chat. Okay. Thank you for that note. All right, so, and then auditorium, as I mentioned before, as we are adding all of our sessions, we just finalized everything. So we're adding all of our sessions to the auditorium, and in this space is where everyone will have access to the sessions that will take place. So for those of you who are, I think it's the tier, I can't remember which tier it is. A lot of things going on in my head, but the tier that offers you the 10-minute slot, the 10-minute slot to present with other presenters, your information will be included on their presentation as well. And for those of you, we don't have any creativity, so excuse me, the innovation. So for those of you who have signed up for the innovation slot, your session will appear here as well. So you'll have your own session in the auditorium, and people can click join to join you during your day and time for your 20-minute session. And again, we'll let you know which days and times those sessions will take place. And then the leaderboard here, this is where we will display the prizes, and then we will also display the activities that the attendees will participate in to have the opportunity to win your particular prize/donation. So that's the leaderboard. And then the video vote, this will just show all of the videos we have uploaded. So if you upload a video to your exhibitor booth, it will be displayed here. Any questions about the platform thus far? Like I said, there isn't much to see as of right now because we're still under development, but I just wanted you all to kind of see visually what this will look like.
Veronica, can I ask a question about that resources tab? So, okay, so this should probably be, well, okay, I have two questions. First of all, is there any limit on the number of resources that an agency or vendor can upload to this resources tab?
There is no limit.
Okay, so then it sounds like maybe it should be some like a flyer that would give more information about the company or the organization, or we can just put anything here. I'm a little, so we're also able to upload resources to our booth.
Mm-hmm.
So is there's
Mm-hmm.
no difference between the booth resources and this resources section, or we can
Right.
just put whatever we want here, or?
So what happens is when you set up your booth and you upload your resources to the booth,
Yeah.
those resources are automatically transmitted to this section.
Oh, really? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So whatever you upload in your booth is automatically funneled to this section.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
And then in your, because I know you mentioned like a flyer, like to, I guess, describe what you are offering, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Well, so what I was, okay, so I understand, I mean, we have a bunch of flyers that we're probably going to put in the booth.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like they're also going to end up here,
Yes.
but then we may want something, yeah, we may want other things too that, okay, so I haven't really thought it through exactly, but it's good to know that whatever's in the booth will end up here. That's enough to know at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so here there will be basically a laundry list of everything that is uploaded. However, attendees can filter here and
Oh, by by
by
OTAN or CalPro or Essential Ed
exactly
or
by
whatever.
all of the exhibitors. Yeah.
Can I also can I ask one more question? So it doesn't, is this resources place? Is it organized? Are the resources organized alphabetically or just in the order that they get to this resources section?
They are organized by the ladder. So
Okay.
as they are uploaded, they're not organized alphabetically. No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
And all of this, like how to filter and what's located in this resources area, all of this information will be communicated and demonstrated to all attendees. So they'll know exactly how to use this resources area.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I see maybe something in the chat. Anna asks, are we able to see what the inside of our booth will look like? Yes, Anna, that is where I'm going next. So thank you for that. Yes. All right, any other questions? All right, so we will move forward with the live demonstration of setting up the booth. And this is where you'll be able to see exactly what will go in your booth and how to set it up. So let me do a new share. And I am going to use a kind of dummy CAEP TAP account to be able to show this process. All right, so this is the form that everyone should have received as of right now at the bottom of your at the bottom of the email that you receive from the VFairs platform, as well as at the bottom of the email that you receive from CAP TAP. And so when you click on that link to set up the booth, I think that's what it's called, set up booth or something like that. But when you click on that link, then it'll bring you to this particular form. And all of the booths that have been registered with CAP TAP have been set up in this virtual in our virtual platform. So each of you have an account. You have two accounts. So one account is your exhibitor booth account. And how that works is when you go to log in, you will use your exhibitor booth admin account. And then the admin account provides you with the access to update your exhibitor booth, as well as that's what you would use to log in for the virtual platform. So we have three types of login. We have our key administrator login, we have the booth administrator login, and then we have a general attendee account. So for those of you, I think some of you had signed up as an attendee. I deleted your attendee account and added you as a booth admin. And in the body of the email that you were sent, I sent you I included information about what your account information was. So everyone has a generic account right now. However, you can use that information to change your account. So I provided the password that I used to set up your account, but you have the opportunity to change it if you like. So here is the form that you will use to set up your booth. So this first step, step one, is just basic information, which is just providing an overview of booths that have been set up in the past and kind of what they look like. Let me refresh my page because it's look a little wonky. That looks weird. But so scrolling past this section, I don't know what's going on there, but this is what booths that have been set up before. This is what they look like. So here is their kind of visual image. So they have uploaded all of these pictures into their virtual booth. And then underneath here, they have tabs that people can use to access information about them or to be able to contact them. So, and you choose which tabs you want available. And all of this information was also included in that video that you all were sent. So the About Us is just a description of your organization. And then you have a Contact Us tab that includes contact information, so an email address, phone number, and or physical address. They chose careers, so these were the careers that were available. And then they uploaded their LinkedIn page here, so people were able to view their LinkedIn page, and then the chat, which provided attendees an opportunity to chat with them. And then here, so all of your representatives will appear as they are logged in. If they are logged in and online, they will appear here. So that's why I said it's important to have a representative who is available to be in your virtual, who's able to log in as an exhibitor through the duration of the conference, so between those hours of 7:30 to 2:30 p.m. and then on Tuesday, October 27th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. because we would not want someone to visit your exhibitor booth and then see no one is online. Of course, during lunchtime and during breaks, that's okay, but we want to make sure that when attendees access your exhibitor booth that they see someone's online and able to talk with them. And then underneath here is just all of the tabs that I have mentioned on the other page that are available. And so again, this is just examples of what booths have looked like prior to this one. So the second step is your booth design. And so here you can click here to watch a 2-minute video to learn how to use this booth design tool. So I definitely invite you to look at that video, as well as look at the video that was included in the information that you have received. There was, I think it was about a 4, maybe 5 minute video that goes over the booth setup process. And so here you will design or choose your layout. Now I have scrolled through here and there are a ton of layout options. So definitely scroll. I mean, some are really, really cool and there's a lot of variety. So you can come through here and you can, why is it not scrolling for me? You can come through here and you can set up your, oh, this is strange. Also, they're giving me, so at first I was able to just use these arrows to go back and forth, but somehow they are on the page now. And I don't know necessarily what that's about, but here are all of the layouts that are available to you. And these people who are in this booth, they stay. So, you know, definitely choose, if you're going to choose a person that, you know, represents your organization. So just scrolling through, and like I said, there are a ton of options. So definitely I invite you to look at all of these options, and I am going to choose one so that we can move on with the process. Which one am I going to choose?
Veronica, while you're deciding carefully, so yeah, I noticed that there are not blank, there are people less booths, and then there are the booths with people. So we have no control over, like if we picked a people less booth, there's no control over actually putting a figure or anything into the booth.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
no.
right.
You're stuck with people or not.
People are, yes, we're always stuck with people, aren't we? Okay. All right, thanks.
All right. So I'm going to choose this layout. I really love the plants and the simplicity of it. So I'm going to choose this particular layout. And then I am going to go through the motions of uploading my images. So here is one banner image that I can upload. So I'm going to upload from a file. And okay, so here are all of your logos that I have saved. So again, thank you all very much for sending us your logos. And if you have not, please get them to us so that we can put you on that back wall. So I'm going to go to just tap logos and add one of our logos. And so here is our logo. So um, in your video, they talk about making sure that you um, fit the logo into the frame. So of course I chose a, what's this, a rectangular um, image. And so now I have to minimize or zoom out so that my logo appears in this frame. So make sure you do that. And so I'm going to go next. And then the next step, you are able to add URLs to your images. So when people click on your image, they will be taken to whatever website you want them to go to. So here, I'm going to go to our Cal Adult Ed website. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And then Cal Adult Ed.
I think you need 2 slashes.
Thank you. It looked funny. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to add our URL so that when people click on that CAEP Top logo, they will go to our website. So as you can see, the logo appears here. And then I'm going to add the same logo just for fun because I want it to appear larger. All right. And then I'm going to zoom out again. And then I'm going to go continue. And then I'm not going to do the URL, but you know that you can add that. And so now it appears larger. And then so for now, these are all the logos I'm going to upload, but all of the all of the logos, all of the picture frames that you have, please add logos to them. If you do not have an abundance of pictures and or logos that you want to upload, please use a layout that does not have as many options for pictures so that you don't have any blank spaces when you publish your exhibitor booth. And then here I can choose the colors of my background. So I want to go with like an orange picture. I'm just using an orange color. That's a little closely tied to what our logos are, the colors of our logos. And then you can enter in all of the different RGB colors. So if you are working with a graphic designer, you could ask them for all of these different pictures, and then you can, these different RGB code, not codes, but what word am I looking for? The numbers that are attributed to your RGB color, or you can put in the color here, and then that is what will appear on your back panel. And then for your front panel, you can do the same, where you add your RGB color, and it'll appear at this the front panel.
Veronica, may I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll down to the orange panel again, and then you click over in, and we just pick any color, I guess. If you click in that big pink square, okay, so that's how you select your color, by clicking in that big square. Thank you.
Oops. And that, yeah, and then it'll appear in the back. And then these front panel colors, same thing. And then that's how you will display the colors for your logo. For your layout. And then you'll always press save and continue to continue on. And then we'll go on to the next section. So the next section is where you will be providing your content links. So here you will be adding all of the types of information that you want included in your booth. So let's say we want, and these links are for this the tabs to appear across the top. So I do want an About Us section. So I'm going to put in the About Us section, and then you can link this to the About Us section of your website, for example. And then you'll put in the link title, and then the URL for the link title. So here I'm going to actually just pull up Calido Ed because I don't know what the actual link is for our About Us. But I'm going to provide this overview here, and then I'm going to add it to that area. Okay, and then the link title, again, we'll just do About Us, or you could do overview and then type in the URL. And then you can add additional links if you want to as well. So let's say you want your YouTube link, you want a link for your chat timings, news and events, etc. You add all of those links here, and then you press save and continue. And I think I saw something in the chat. Oops, I stopped sharing. But let me go to the chat.
It's okay. It was just Jane letting us know that she's finally back up on internet and able to be viewing now.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. So let me start sharing again. My apologies. So here is the next area is where you will provide links to your videos and your documents. So you would select yes, I have documents that I would like to add to my booth. And or no, I don't have any documents to add to my booth. You can do either or, it's up to you. But if, let's say you do have a document that you want to add, so here I would like to add my summit flyer. CAP Summit, oops. And then I would like to click here and I'm going to find my CAP Summit flyer. And then I'm going to add it here. Okay, and then you can view the document. So I'm going to view it here. Or you can delete it if you no longer need it. And then you can add additional documents. And remember, as we were talking about, as we were in the virtual platform, the documents that you add here, as well as the videos that you add here, will just be displayed on your summit, your booth. They will be displayed in your booth information. They will also be displayed in that resources. The documents will be displayed in that resources section. So be mindful of what you are adding here because it's automatically transferred over to that particular section. So you can add additional documents if you'd like. And then here, if you have any videos, you can add them here. So I don't have a video to add, but if I did, I would just type in the title of the video and then the video URL, and then I will press save and continue, and then we'll go on to the next area. All right, and then create your booth rep accounts. So as I mentioned before, everyone, the lead booth, so everyone who registered on the CAP TAP site to be an exhibitor, I took your registration and added or created a booth account for you. So all of you, basically almost everyone on here has a booth admin account. But if you have additional booth reps that you want to participate in the summit, you will add them here. So let's say I want to add Mandalee Comstock as a booth rep for the CAP TAP booth. So mcomstock at scoe.net is her email address. And then I'll just put in a generic email, password. And so this will be her login for the conference. And then I can add her availability. So she will be available at 7:30, and then she would end her time at 2:30 p.m. because those are the times that our booth reps are available. That's the duration of the conference. And then let's say on that Tuesday, she's also available for the for the networking event, but she's only available from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I'll add her availability here, okay? And then you save, and time should be greater than start time. I wonder if...
Veronica, I think you need to add the AM and PM.
Right, but I don't see an option to do that. Oh, thank you. 2:30 p.m. Let's see if that works. Oh, and it transferred the time. But I have successfully added a booth rep, and then you can add additional booth reps here. And remember, if they're logged in, especially during the time that they say that they are available, then they will appear in that bottom right-hand corner as available or online. I see a question. Okay, great. Thank you, John, for participating with us today.
Veronica,
Uh-huh.
let me ask a question about that, if you know the answer. So if a person, if another, okay, I'm the booth person for OTAN, but if another OTAN person is logged into the conference,
Mm-hmm.
but not at the booth,
Mm-hmm.
like, is there like, how do you indicate that you're actually in the booth space and not somewhere else in the conference, like doing a presentation or somewhere else?
Right. So because the booth reps are, so if you set them up here as a booth rep, whenever they are logged on, they are going to appear to be available for booth business, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. So I think you put in the timings, so that might be one, right? So let's say, for example, like Marjorie, because I know Marjorie is going to be doing a lot of things at the conference.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
may, though, pop into the booth at some point to be, to be available at the booth.
Right.
But I should probably say she's only going to be there between, say 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. or something like that.
Yep.
And then I noticed that the people I guess in one of the demo slides you showed us, the people who were listed at the booth, the booth reps who were listed, they also had the little light next to their name. So I'm assuming that, like, if I'm supposed to be there from 7:30 to 2:30, and so the light next to my name will be green, but at 7:30 a.m., if Marjorie's only going to be there from 1 to 2, I'm assuming she has a different color light, like a red light or something like that.
She wouldn't appear.
Okay.
She wouldn't appear. Those are only the people who are logged in at their designated time
Uh-huh.
and available for booth business,
Okay.
basically. No, she wouldn't appear as online.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so you can add additional accounts here, booth rep accounts here, and that is that section. Then we'll continue, and then here is the last area that you'll review everything basically. So I have added this account for our CAP tap booth. Our account rep or booth rep is listed here with her password. And so she would use these log-on credentials when accessing the vFairs platform. Here is the booth that we have, here is the booth layout that we have created. Here are the information tabs that we have used. Chat will always be a part of your kind of information tab, even if you don't designate any others. And then the documents that I have uploaded for my particular booth. And then once I'm done, I will hit the submit button. Once you hit the submit button, you'll have to, you hit the submit button, and then there is a option to email the summary. So the emails are always sent to me as part of the organization team, so that I know that someone has set up their booth, and then I go in and check just to make sure that everything was set up in its entirety and that there aren't any kind of funky things going on. And then you will email the summary, and then you should be done. So let me check something because I think it went through. Yeah, it went through, but it's not showing a confirmation page. But I checked my email and I have received an email saying that this has gone through. Now, because I originally, so where you see my email address and then my CC email address, so when I originally set up this account, I was the originator of the account setup, so that's why my email is listed twice. But for you all, so let's say, for example, Anthony, I have you as the booth admin rep for the OTAN booth, so it would be your email address and then a CC to me. So just to clarify that part, but the booth has been successfully set up. And so once I receive that notification, I go into the on the admin side just to check to make sure that everything is set up correctly. And then our developers with the vFairs platform will then go in and deploy your booth. So any questions? I see there may be one in here. Can you keep editing the booth? Yes, you can keep editing the booth after you've submitted it. That's what this message here says, that you can come back and make modifications at any time to your booth, and you would use your booth admin credentials in order to log on and make changes to your booth. So Jane, you are the admin, the booth admin person for CASAS, so you'll be able to go in and add those or make those changes. You're welcome.
Veronica, so is there a deadline by which we need to have the booths officially submitted and ready to go?
Yes, so we, in that communication you were sent, we asked for today to be the deadline for all the booths to be set up. And so that's still the goal. So hopefully everyone can come in and at least complete the layout. The layout is the most important at this point because the developers need to make sure that they are able, that they have sufficient amount of time to deploy your actual layout into that exhibit hall that we have set up. So even if you just, went in and did your setup, your booth setup with the layout and, your logos and pictures and everything, you can come back and do your upload your videos and your documents, adding your account reps, etc. But we need that initial setup, hopefully by the end of today. If you have to go into next week, definitely let me know. I have a meeting with our programmers on Tuesday morning. So if anyone has to go into next week with their virtual booth setup, let me know so that I can be able to give him an accurate update on Tuesday.
Okay, great, thanks.
But yeah, as soon as possible. Any other questions about this whole setup process? Okay, I'm not seeing any, so I'll stop sharing. And a couple of other things that I want to mention, and again, this will be sent in a communication to you shortly after this meeting. But the next steps are, of course, getting that initial layout set up and submit it so that we can do the initial deploy on that back end, and we'll start seeing everyone's booths on that floor. And then also our need to know what your donation is by October 7th. So we need to know what the donation is, and we'll provide the parameters that we need. So we need to know what the donation is, so a description of what it is, some type of visual image to describe the donation, as well as if it's going to be tangible or if it's going to be electronic. And then we'll provide the contact person and contact information to be able to submit your actual donation. And we need all donations by Wednesday, October 19th. So we'll provide all of this information in a documented email, but just to provide that for you. And then we'll also be communicating for our discovery exhibitors as well as our innovation exhibitors the days and times that you'll have either your 20-minute break to facilitate a presentation, a networking activity, a Q&A session, etc., or your 10-minute presentation at the beginning of a breakout session. So we'll communicate all those things to the various exhibitor tiers. Any final questions? No? And yeah, I confirmed with everyone that everyone has received the link to go in and set up their exhibitor booth. So you all have that information. You also have that video that basically goes through the process that I just went through. So I will offer you the opportunity to view that video as well as that additional 2-minute video on selecting your booth. And if there aren't any additional questions, I think we can end here. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. However, if anything comes up, especially as you are going through the booth setup process, feel free to contact TAP at tap@caladoed.org, and we will be able to assist you. Additionally, if you want to set up a few minutes to, as you are setting up your booth, if you may want to come on Zoom and, spend a few minutes with us setting it up, just to make sure everything works out well, we have that opportunity available to you as well. Okay, great. Ellen, I see your communication. It was Sudi was the registrant for the booth, and so all the communication was sent to her, but I'll forward you what was sent to her. All right, well, thank you all very much for attending, and I appreciate you signing up to be an exhibitor at the CAEP Summit 2020. We are definitely looking forward to it, and be on the lookout for the communication from us, and if you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out. So thank you all very much for your time, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.